board member. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the virtual gathering of one of our favorite annual events celebrating mothers. We gather this evening to celebrate the important life-affirming work of HealthRIGHT 360's program Prototypes and honor the women and families who come to rebuild their lives and find recovery from addiction and treatment for mental health. If you are new to Prototypes, I'd like to share that in 1986, it was the first residential treatment facility for women who could live with their children while in treatment. Today, Prototypes operates sites throughout Southern California, in Oxnard, Tustin, Pomona, and several sites in Los Angeles, serving more than 10,000 women, men, and children each year. A little housekeeping. If you have any questions for us, please use the chat button feature that is located on the lower portion of your screen, and your question will be answered by one of our staff members. For tech issues, chat to tech support, and for auction and donation questions, chat to auction and donations. We do have a silent auction. Please participate. There are great items and experiences that bring necessary funding to help the women and children Prototypes serves. You can use a separate device like your cell phone or iPad, and please bid by going on to charityauction.bid/celebratingmothers. You can also text donate, so text the word donate and then the amount you want to give to 415-548-9002, and you will get a texted response for payment. As we are celebrating mothers tonight, if you have a photo of your mother handy, we will have a gallery of all of our moms toward the end of the program, and we'd love it if your mother, those here on earth, and those who have departed are part of this beautiful tapestry. Also, if you happen to have a noisemaker that is within reach at that point, please have it ready to make some noise. In this short hour together, we will honor women in our community whose life work and community commitment have been integral to our mission, and whose lives have served as inspirations to the clients we serve. Clients like Yennefer and her daughter Athena.
I came here because 2 years ago I was in a domestic violence relationship where drugs were introduced to me, and upon delivery I was under the influence and the baby tested positive, so they took her at birth. I heard about Prototypes and how it's supposed to help women keep their baby, so I found out I was pregnant again and decided to take the step and do it myself instead of waiting for social workers to do it.
So Jennifer came to the program like a lot of people do, a lot of the women do, like she's scared, low self-esteem, doesn't understand what's going on with her addiction.
I never believed that coming here I was going to be able to have my baby with me. I can't. And now that I'm here, I believe it because I'm experiencing it.
But she was very brave and she signed up for treatment, and with that she started to learn about how powerful addiction is and how that her loss of self played into how they intermingle with each other. And so the more she attended groups, the more she started to find herself again and find out who she is and learn again about addiction. And from there, she just kept growing and blossoming and understanding that, where she started to get stronger in herself.
And Prototypes has given me the chance to become a mother and bond with my baby. And now I don't want to ever use drugs again. I want to stay clean. And I've come to have feelings and emotions. And I just hope I can be a good mother to my 2 other daughters.
Yeah, seeing the other women with their children, and if they didn't have children, just their recovery, I believe inspires all. They all inspire each other. And it's really a beautiful thing to watch.
There is another way of living. There's another way of enjoying life and doing things sober. And if you set your mind to it, you know, you can definitely get clean, get the help, and have your kids with you. And it's possible.
What an inspiring story. We are wishing them all the best. Tonight, we are seeking your help to support clients like this amazing mom and daughter duo. If you wish to contribute to our live Fund the Future campaign to support prototypes and the women, children, and families that we serve, you can text the word donate plus any amount to 415-548-9002. We'll record your bid and you'll be prompted for payment via your mobile phone. You can also make a donation on our auction website, charityauction.bid/celebratingmothers. As gifts are received, I will announce them here live tonight. The beautiful artwork we are sharing with you was created by the children we serve in our Prototypes program. As you can see, our youth are channeling their creativity and healing through art. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce HealthRIGHT 360 President and Chief Executive Officer, Vitka Eisen.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Thank you for that introduction and for hosting our event this evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight. You know, usually we have this event every year. It's in the spring. It's kind of near Mother's Day. It's at the marina in Marina del Rey, and we're all together. We get to see each other and kind of bond and connect, and the joys of what our clients do. So this time's a little different, you know, it's a little different because something happened in something happened around that time of year. What was that? Oh, yeah, a global pandemic. So a global pandemic changed all of our lives. We had to quickly change what we were going to do, not just for events, but we had to rapidly change the way we were going to work. We had immediately scrambled to make sure that our clients were cared for and that our staff were cared for. Now, you know, many times in these events, we often feature client stories because they're so moving and they tell the story of Prototype so beautifully, and it really helps you understand kind of the impact of the work that we do. But I wanted to talk a little bit about our staff tonight and about the organization as a whole and how, you know, the moment shelter in place came down in mid-March for across the state, our staff just stepped up. They stepped up to take care of the clients because COVID-19 does not stop mental illness or substance use disorder addiction. In fact, it exacerbates those conditions. We know this. We know that alcohol sales have gone up. We know that calls to crisis centers have increased. And we know that overdoses continue unabated throughout this crisis. Our clients, more of our clients die of overdoses, not our clients, the people who come to us for service who die of overdoses than die of COVID-19. So it was really important for us and for our organization and staff to kind of step up and be there for the clients, and step up they did. Our staff were total heroes, right? They just, like, wherever they were needed, they were willing to go. We quickly deployed telehealth in some locations, including getting our clients like headphones to wear and making sure that they had the technology to be able to do that. In our residential settings, of course, you don't do that through telehealth. And so staff stepped up. Other staff had to stay home and take care of their kids and take care of their children. Many of them are mothers as well. Many of them were parents. So they had to take care of their kids, but they continue to see their clients. They continue to see the clients using telehealth. Other staff, like our dental team, for example, we have a dental clinic. Our dental team, you know, we stepped down from doing full service dental to only emergency dental. So our dental team's like, where do you need us? So they deployed into residential programs to help do temperature screening and COVID screenings. We had staff from IT who were doing coverage in dining rooms and working in kitchens, helping coverage at night. Because that's just the level of commitment that we feel and that our staff feel for the clients. You know, in New York and in many urban centers in the spring, in the early spring when COVID was just spiking and it was so terrifying, many people stood on their doors at night, at 7 o'clock at night, and they kind of like bang pots and pans for for the healthcare workers. So it's important for you to know that our staff were right there too. Our staff were right there that this is an organization of incredible commitment. And so we look to you for continued support now more than ever. We thank you for all that you have done, for being here, and we want to turn it back over to Natalie, and you'll hear some more like amazing stories of our long-term supporters, as well as from some more of our program graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Vitka. Now it is an absolute honor to present the Beacon of Hope Award to my dear friend, celebrity stylist, Marielle Hayne. Marielle grew up in a family that struggled with mental health and substance use disorder issues. She spent her childhood between her mother's and father's homes in Brooklyn and New Jersey, and it was in an art therapy group that Marielle was told her talent could lead to designing Oscar gowns. Fast forward 20 years, and that's exactly the life she's built for herself. Marielle Hayne is a celebrity stylist responsible for creating some of the most iconic looks for superstars like Jennifer Lopez, Gwen Stefani, Ciara, and Haley Steinfeld, among many others. One of the first stops on her journey was at the Source magazine. She then went on to work for MTV and as a freelance stylist. In more recent years, alongside her creative partner, Rob Zangardi, she's put together perfect red carpet moments and styled countless television appearances and advertising campaigns with mega brands like CoverGirl and MAC Cosmetics. As a costume designer, Marielle has created the signature looks for multiple international stage tours and Las Vegas residencies for Rihanna, J.Lo, and Gwen Stefani. Marielle's career is incredibly inspiring, but maybe even more importantly, she has worked to understand and heal her own trauma. She has remained on a quest to live her very best life, and as evidence of breaking the cycle of dysfunction and addiction that run in her family, Marielle has nurtured her mind, body, and spirit while creating a beautiful family of her own. She's the mom of 2 young boys and is an advocate for women and mothers everywhere. And that is why she is here with Prototypes today. Please join me in welcoming my brilliant friend, creative powerhouse, Marielle Hayne.
Thank you, Natalie. I can't even begin to tell you what an honor this is. And since the day you called me and mentioned this award to me, every time I think about it, I swell up with tears. And I never knew that there would be an award for such a thing, but I'm truly honored and I'm truly appreciative to be receiving this award. I take this title very seriously because I've never wanted any of my challenges to go in vain. I've always wanted to be a beacon of hope for anybody, really. I haven't been too open at this point in life with my story, and I think this was the perfect opportunity to start talking about it and finding an avenue that I can start helping people. So when you called me, I was over the moon, and then it brought me to a place where I really became aware of everything that I have been through. I think I was always so busy going through the motions of just creating the best life that I could for myself. And I think it's really important for people to know that no matter what your circumstances are, as a child, you are a product of your environment and your situation. You don't have any control over it. But as a young adult, you start to have the ability to take control of your life. And I think that it was really important, and somehow I always had a sense of direction that even though I wasn't given the best circumstances, I knew that I could create the life that I wanted. So I always had a vision, I always had the drive. As you've seen being my friend for such a long time, I don't know where it came from, but I hope that I can instill that into other people, that no matter how dark your times are, no matter how difficult life may feel, or you might feel trapped or like you'll never get out of a situation, with dedication, hard work, and believing in yourself and just doing the work and staying committed to finding yourself, through your challenges, it's possible. And I proved to myself time and time again that no matter what I was going through, that if I stayed dedicated, I could get through it. So I hope that I can be an inspiration for any and everybody. And now my children are my inspiration, and my husband is my inspiration to continue to work on myself and hopefully, you know, be a beacon of hope to others. So thank you so much for this award.
Congratulations, and thank you so much for being here with us. I'd like to thank a couple people for their gifts that have come in so far. Lyle and Colleen Egan, thank you for your gift. Mary Elizabeth Campbell, thank you for your gift. If you were inspired by Marielle's story and wish to contribute to our Fund the Future campaign, please text donate plus any amount to 415-548-9002. Your generosity will ensure that the women, children, and families we serve get the help they need. You have an opportunity tonight to make a special gift that will transform the life of someone like Jennifer or Marielle as a child. $10,000 provides 10 women in need with a month of intensive, life-saving addiction treatment and mental health services. Will anyone step up and champion these 10 women? If so, text donate 10,000 to 415-548-9002. $5,000 will ensure that 5 pregnant women receive the services needed for a healthy delivery for both moms and babies. You can help these 5 mothers tonight by texting donate 5,000 to 415-548-9002. It is now my pleasure to introduce April Torres, Vice President of Behavioral Health for HealthRIGHT 360, where she oversees all of Prototype's programming.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this very special event. This event is very near and dear to my heart. 32 years ago, when I was about to become a mother for the first time, I knew that I had to get help for my addiction, not only for myself, but for my unborn child. Desperate for the help that I needed, and by the urging of the criminal courts, I began to make phone calls to look for a residential program that could help me. Everywhere I called, one or more disqualifiers would prohibit me from getting the care I needed. They either didn't take pregnant women, or they didn't take IV drug users, and most certainly the large majority did not accept children. Finally, I got a hold of someone at Prototypes. They started with the questions, and once again, I knew I was doomed. I told them right away, I'm pregnant, and a very kind voice on the other end said, that's okay. Shocked at the response, I then said, I'm an IV drug user. And again, she said, that's okay. In fact, that's a priority population for us. In disbelief again, I said, but I'm 6 months pregnant and I will have the baby before my treatment is through. And she said, wonderful, we're a women and children's program. And within a few days, I was admitted into residential treatment at Prototypes. 32 years later, Prototypes continues to offer cutting-edge services to families who need them the most. Our program provides a safe place for moms with their children to come and heal from the wreckage caused by their substance use disorder. During their stay, moms receive extensive evidence-based treatment alongside life skills to help them become the best mom and woman they can be. Their children receive preventative and treatment services as well in order to ensure that they recover from the trauma they may have experienced and break the cycle of addiction and poverty in their families. That's my tribe right there. There's tribes up there. Our honoree has focused her time and passion on shining. Our next honoree, has focused her time and passion towards shining a light on sexual abuse, trauma, and addiction. I'm delighted to present the Shining Star Award to Piper Dellens. Piper is a mother, inspirational speaker, advocate, and survivor specializing in issues of child, domestic, and sexual abuse, trauma, and addiction. Over a robust career that spanned decades, she has written children's stories, turned Disney films, worked with Nelson Mandela's Children's Foundation, managed talent, and spoken at human rights forums all over the United States, American Samoa, Europe, and South, East, and West Africa, among many other creative accomplishments. As the CEO of Piper Dellens Productions, most recently she wrote the screenplay for the feature film Strives, starring Danny Glover, for which she won the 2019 American Black Film Festival Screenplay Award, and executive produced gun violence and gun law reform PSA video, Love One Another, featuring John Legend and Ted Prince. Piper's unwavering activism has been through line of journey in work and in life. Piper was unable to be with us tonight, but sent a video message for us all.
Hi, my name is Piper Dellens, here from the comfort of my home, only for a short while as I'm about to get back out on the road to do the work that you are honoring me for doing. So thank you. Thank you, Prototypes. Thank you, April. Thank you for the shining star recognition. As a mother, I cannot tell you what it means to me. And I'm sorry that I can't be there with you. But as you know, I am not just a mother, which is the greatest gift in the world. I'm not just planted with seeds of purpose in my womb, but seeds of purpose in the earth. I'm here to mother all of the nation's children, to continue to rescue children and women from human trafficking, from domestic violence, economic, sexual, and emotional trauma, from addiction, from genital mutilation and all other forms of abuse. I am a survivor. I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse at the hands of a babysitter. I'm the survivor of domestic abuse, emotional abuse, and the abduction of both of my daughters at the ages of 3 and 5 for 8 years. I survived suicidal tendencies, PTSD, and a deep brewing alcoholism when my children were gone that I stepped into in order to anesthetize the pain and the suffering that I had endured. Thank you to Prototypes and for people and women and advocates that pull people like me out of the darkest basements, off of the streets, out of our turmoil, our pain, our mental illness, and our breakdowns, and give us the breath of life, resurrect us back to self, say yes when we don't even say yes to ourselves. Because had I known that my children would be restored and returned 8 years later, I perhaps could have pulled myself back up, but I didn't know. There's a dark tunnel that happens in the midst of trauma. There's a dark place that usurps the soul, the spirit, and the will to live. And for those of you that are out there doing the work, the advocates, the people that care, pulling women and children who are lost in the shadows and the trauma of these human indelicacies. Thank you. Thank you for caring. Had I not been lifted by someone like a Prototype advocate, I would have died out there. I would have died out of my mind, out of my body, in addiction, giving up on the hope that my life would ever be restored, that my children would ever come home.
All right, thank you, Piper, for sharing your powerful story of surviving and for all the work that you do to lift others and shine the light on domestic violence, recovery, and sex trafficking. We at Prototypes help serve women struggling with many of the very same things that you've overcome, and our greatest hope for the women we serve is not just that they survive these circumstances, but they can thrive. Speaking of the clients we serve, we would not be able to serve and support the women and children in our programs without the generous support of our funders, who truly understand and value the work of addiction treatment and mental health services. Over the last 11 years, Specialty Family Foundation has been one of our most supportive partners. The foundation has supported our work to ensure that we can provide the vital services that are necessary for success and long-term recovery. In recognition of their commitment to us and their belief in the potential and possibility of transformation for our clients, as well as in celebration of the amazing life and legacy of their matriarch, it gives me great pleasure to present our Guiding Light Award in honor of Joan C Peters. Joan wore many hats throughout her amazing storied life, student, philanthropist, volunteer, daughter, sister, wife. However, the most prominent role was that of a mother. She knew what it meant to be a mother, and she thrived. She took great pride in being mom, and with 7 children, her mom roles varied greatly, as you can imagine. Joan struggled with addiction for a good 10 years. The road was rough and the battle was hard, and her conviction to win and desire to be the best mother she could be propelled her. And she marked April 9th, 1982, her sobriety date. Joan passed away with 30 years of sobriety. As her children grew into adulthood, Joan wanted to give back and say thank you to all those who had helped her by helping other mothers in their quest for freedom from addiction. When Joan and her husband, Jim, established the Specialty Family Foundation, she knew her area of focus must be mothers struggling with addiction just like her. Prototypes was the perfect fit for her. Joan's passion, love, and joy and enthusiasm for being a mother is part of everything she did and reflects every grant given to Prototypes. Please welcome Dan Estes to receive the Guiding Light Award in honor of his grandmother, Joan.
Can you hear me? Hi, everybody. My name is Dan Estes, and it's an honor and a privilege to be able to accept this award on behalf of Joan C Peters, better known to me as Grandma. While accolades and awards were not her favorite thing, I know she is smiling down and extremely proud to be honored tonight. You see, sobriety, being a mother, and eventually a grandma and great-grandma were the most important aspects of her life. As a mother of 7, being a mom who was who she was, and she thrived. While there were definitely tough times in the Peter household, as she battled her addiction and raising 7 kids, my grandma knew how important being a mom was, and that meant being at her best. This led her down the path of sobriety. Amazingly, she died with 30+ years clean and sober. My time here tonight is short, but I could talk about Grandma for forever. And in preparing what I was going to say tonight, 3 things really stood out. 1, while she wasn't my mom, she raised and taught my mom and her 3 sisters on how to be great mothers. And for that, I will be forever thankful. 2, Grandma was my guiding light down my own path towards sobriety. I will never forget the Thursday night dinners at La Scala before Grandma, my aunt, my uncle, and I would walk down to our weekly meetings. Substance use is a family disease, and as a family, we leaned on her for guidance and help. And this leads me into my 3rd point. The countless talks I had with her. Smoking cigs and talking with Grandma was always a blast. There was never a dull moment. Sometimes the talks were just fun and lighthearted, and sometimes they were more serious. Her favorite thing to ask me, I remember, was always about the women in my life. She was never afraid to give unsolicited advice. Make sure they're cute, smart, and funny, she would say. All right, in reality, it was more like her telling me what to do, not giving me advice. But I always knew it came from a place of love. Those talks were invaluable to me. I missed them so much. She truly was the most amazing human I ever met. When my grandma and my grandpa, Jim Peters, started Specialty Family Foundation, my grandma, because of her own experiences with substance use and being a mother, knew that supporting Prototypes was an absolute must. The mission of Prototypes being to rebuild the lives of women, children, and communities impacted by substance abuse, mental illness, and domestic violence, touched my grandma's heart deeply because she knew firsthand what it was like to live without help. Prototypes equips and empowers women and their children with the tools necessary to live happy, successful, and loving lives. Because of the great work of Prototypes and Joan, this has been an 11-year relationship that we at Specialty Family Foundation are so proud of. We love being a supporter of this great organization, and especially the women and their children that they serve. So thank you, Prototypes, for all you do. Thank you for rebuilding lives and families. Thank you for honoring my grandma, Joan Peter. We love and miss you, Grandma. Keep smiling down on us. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan and Specialty Family Foundation. It's a beautiful legacy. We are so very grateful for all the support you've given us over the years. Now, please join me in welcoming a very special guest, Nicole.
Hi, my name is Nicole De La Torre. I want to say it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys today. I'm a 2016 alumni of the Prototypes Women's Center. My story began just partying with friends in high school, not realizing that my partying and what seemed like a few nights of fun was going to turn into a fight for my life. I went from being a young girl with a bright future ahead of me with a college scholarship to a hopeless, defeated meth addict who no longer believed in herself or her ability to achieve anything in life. In February 2013, I ended up in jail for selling drugs to support my habit, and then I found out that I was pregnant. In lieu of a 5-year prison sentence, the courts gave me an opportunity to enter Prototypes, where I would be able to give birth to my child and provide her the love she deserves from her mother as a newborn baby. Instead of giving birth to her chained to a bed and having her immediately ripped away from me and put in the system if I had gotten that prison sentence. Prototypes assisted me in building my life and my self-efficacy and regaining my self-respect back. Through this program, I built the necessary skills to live a productive life, to be a good mother, daughter, neighbor, and now a caseworker for Impact Treatment Center. I went from being restless, irritable, discontent, defeated, homeless, hooked on meth with multiple criminal cases, a DCFS case, a horrible credit score, a suspended license, and a victim of domestic violence, to being a college graduate with a career as a drug and alcohol counselor who has her own office with my children back in my life, my own apartment, a car straight off the lot, and a passion to give back what was so freely given to me in this program. With the completion of this program, I was able to expunge my record and have a fresh start at life. Through this program, I also gained a conscious contact with a higher power, a fellowship of women that I met through Prototypes who became my lifelong sisters in recovery. I gained a lifetime of memories with my children, and I had the obsession to use and drink lifted from my mental. I was able to break the generational chains of addiction that haunted my family for ages. I have been given my life back thanks to the opportunity to go through this program. And thank you to all the wonderful women role model staff members who loved me until I learned to love myself. Through this program, I learned surrender and how to be honest, open-minded, and willing. These are the very principles from which I built the new foundation for my life that I live today that touches many lives. Thank you for allowing me to be here and share.
Well, thank you so much for bravely sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
I wish you and your family continued good health and well-being in life. All the people here tonight are behind you and celebrate your commitment to yourself and your success. I know that you leave me completely inspired, so thank you. If you were inspired by Nicole's story and wish to contribute to our Fund the Future campaign, please join me and text donate plus any amount to 415-548-9002. Your generosity will ensure that women like Nicole can get the help they need. We do have a few gifts that have come in from the 818 area code and 310 area code, so thank you. I would also like to let you know that $1,000 will provide a woman in need with a week of intensive life-saving addiction treatment and mental health services. Please consider texting donate 1,000 to 415-548-9002. This treatment can help a woman just like Nicole begin to see hope for a better future. A gift of $500 will ensure that a pregnant woman receives the services needed for a healthy delivery for her and her baby. If you feel moved to make a gift of $500 to help a young mother, please text donate 500 to 415-548-9002. Now, this event would not be possible without our generous sponsors. We're so grateful for their support. Please welcome one of our corporate underwriters for this event, Tina Koenig from Burnham Benefits Insurance Services.
Oh, thanks so much. And for me, Burnham Benefits, we're an employee benefits consulting firm. And so we're very removed from the client and the people that you serve. And so this for us is amazing to be able to see that through our kind of trickle down that we help HealthRIGHT and prototypes with employee benefits, but that benefits the employees who are in turn serving your clients. And it's amazing to me and an honor to us as an organization to be able to support such a beautiful story. So thank you.
Thank you, Tina. Now, if you all can unmute yourselves, and if you have a horn blower out, let's make some noise. We have some new gifts. We have a gift for $1,000 from the 310 area code. We have a gift for... Thank you. Now, maybe mute yourselves again. If you still wish to contribute to our Fund the Future campaign, please join me and text donate plus any amount to 415-548-9002. Together, we can help women, children, and families get the help they need. And remember, the auction closes at 7 p.m., so there's still time to bid. There's a fun in and out package that my children are hoping for. Or if you're in need of some peaceful rest, there's a sound sleep package by doTERRA. And now I just would love to acknowledge my own mom, who's online right now, as the daughter of a loving mother who happens to be here tonight. And the mother of 2 beautiful children, the work of Prototypes hits home for me. I believe deeply in the work of this incredibly committed staff and Prototypes team to help all moms, regardless of their circumstances, have a chance to be the best mom they can be. I'd like to invite everyone to hold up the photo you brought of your mother or an important mother figure in your life. Let's celebrate all the mothers here with us tonight. We're each holding up an image of our mother, and together they make a mother tapestry. Hold them up for just a moment, and someone's going to take a picture. We will share this image with everyone after the event. Tonight was so beautiful. We still have gifts coming in. Joe Womack, thank you. So I want to acknowledge that some gifts are coming in with names and some gifts are coming in with phone numbers. So if you haven't heard your name, we've received it and we're so grateful. Thank you so much. Let's see, we have another gift, another 310, another 818. My dad, Steve Gluck, I see you on there, thank you. And one more round of just giving you a little bit more information about where your money goes to help our families and our mothers and children. So $250 provides a child with a week of housing, food, childcare, and treatment to support growth and learning. $100 helps a homeless family get to Prototypes and begin treatment to change the course of their lives. If you'd like to give a gift of $250 or $100 to support children and families, please text donate to 415-548-9002 and let us celebrate you. Absolutely, any gift, any amount is appreciated and helps. Our Fund the Future will remain up after we end tonight, and if you haven't had the chance to contribute, please do so. Remember also to check out the auction when we jump off. So to see us off, here is my friend Vitka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being on the call. I'm sure this was your first Zoom call of the night, of the day. So thank you for staying with us. This is my crew here. I think those of you who know me know I'm also a person, a former drug user who found my recovery through the sister program, HealthRIGHT 360, a sister program to Prototypes. And it is because of that path led me to these amazing kids behind me, my amazing pride and joy. Thank you, and thinking about, in giving to us, think about your own children and their futures and your moms and the work that we do. And we'll keep doing through these challenging times that we're in. We're still here and we'll continue to be here to serve women and kids and families and build stronger communities. So thank you again. Have a good night.